Hello and welcome to the first video of A Crafter's Crazy Obsessions. My name is Mauricia. I'm coming to you from Northwest Arkansas, where I live with my family, our two dogs, Baron and Duke, and our bearded dragon, Sir Skellington. This channel is going to be primarily about cross stitch, with a little sprinkle of all the other crafts that I do, such as knitting, crocheting, sewing, and quilting. I am going to try to shoot a video once a month doing a recap of everything that I've touched for the previous month. That way I don't have any added stress into doing this bi-weekly, because it takes a lot to set up and film. So yeah. What could you expect from any video of mine is probably stats for the month, and stats for each project as I work on them. When I finish them, I'll tell you like how many days I worked on it, when it was started, all those things that I can think of. If that is not your cup of tea, that's okay. You can, there's other people out there. You can move along. There are other people out there that may suit your fancy better than me. Another warning, I guess, or a beware is I craft all the things that I like. So my style, that means I don't shy away from cuss words. I don't shy away from what some may think as derogatory terms on my cross stitching, and or spooky, scary type things. I don't shy away from those things, and you can expect that my crafts will reflect that of my personality. So if you do not like curse words or like derogatory words or anything like that, I may not be the best person for you to be watching. Granted, right now, I think everything that I have to show today is PG, and but I do have things that are not. So, but they're not going to be shown today, obviously, because they're just, I'm not ready to show them. I would like to have them finished before I showed them, or even started before I showed them. So, that being said, welcome. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. If not, that's okay. As I said earlier, there are plenty other creators out there that would fit your style better. I'm only doing this because I wanted to talk out all my crazy inner thoughts on my cross stitch, or any of the crafts that I do. So let's get started. So we're rolling into the stats for the month of February. So this month, or last month, which was, because this is March the 1st, I worked on a total of 9 projects. I started 7, and I finished 3, and they were starts and finishes. of that month. Of those 9 projects, I worked on 4 by the Witchy Stitcher, 2 by the Tiny Modernist, 1 by Elizabeth's Needlework Designs, 1 by the Sprouting Lupine, 1 by Bothy Threads. And those are my stats for the month of February. Let's move on to FOs. FO stands for Finished Object. This is where I have finished all the stitching. Now I haven't decided what I'm doing to completely finish the project, if it's going in frames or what I'm going to do with them. So, as I said earlier in the stats, I had 3, and they're all 3 starts and finishes for the month of February. The first one is by the Witchy Stitcher, and it is called Killin' It. This was a kit that I purchased last year, I believe, and it came with everything I needed. So the fabric, which is 14 count Ada Zigart in white, the DMC threads, and here it is. I really love this. I started it on February the 6th, finished it on February the 9th. It has a total of 4 days worked on. And a total of 1,154 stitches. So there's that one. The first finish of 2025. I'm going to try to insert a photo here of the next one. This is There's a Little Witch in All of Us by the Witchy Stitcher. I started this on Super Bowl Sunday, which was February the 9th. Finished this on February the 22nd for a total of 9 days worked on and 984 stitches. And I am using 32 count primitive hair from a bundle, a scrap bundle that Primitive Hair was selling on their Etsy shop. I subbed out 3 of the 5 threads used, so they were all called for DMC, like they were all DMC for the entire pattern. Well, I subbed in 702 and 907 from DMC, and then this purple right here is Forbidden Fiber Co. Morgana, which was a special thread done for the fairy tale box for Starlight Stitchery. And that's it on this one. And then our final finish is Lily and Herman Munster by the Witchy Stitcher. This is a free pattern, along with There Is a Little Witch in All of Us. They will be linked down below. But this is Lily and Herman Munster. And then I started this February the 13th, finished it on February the 26th, a total of 5 days worked on, a total of 1,024 stitches, and I am using 28 count Lugana in the by Atomic Ranch in the Weathered Stone colorway. So here it is. I love this. And this was one of, I think, the third project where I've had to do back stitching. So there is Lillian Herman. Moving right along into whips. The first whip was started in January, so January the 21st. I started The Briar by Sprouting Lupine. This was originally a box from Starlight Stitchery where it featured 10 designers for the Fairy Tales pattern booklet, and you could do the box where it came with the booklet, or you could do the booklet. The box came with the booklet, thread, some extra goodies, and fabric. And I got that box. And so this is the pattern. I did sub out the top border which was a DMC. I subbed in Morgana, which was from Forbidden Fiber Co., which was one of the threads that was featured in that box. And then for these bluish vines and these 3 leaves right here, I subbed in, again, Forbidden Fiber Co. I believe it's Forbidden Forest is this one. So it was a green. So I'll show you the progress of this. And I'm using 14 count parchment by Forbidden Fiber Co. And there she is. And that's how it's working out. I'm really loving this. This one has, there are a couple of mistakes that I'm going to have to fudge. So down here, I've messed up somewhere in this inner border, which makes this and this not line up like it should. But I can fudge it because it's just, so we're going to, I'm going to add an extra stitch here, fix this leaf, add an extra stitch here, and add an extra stitch here so that my vines or my stems line up. So it's going to be just a stitch longer than it was originally meant to be. But it's so beautiful. The second whip is kitted by Bothy Threads, so it came with everything you needed. The fabric, the pattern, the floss, everything. And it is from the Fairy Tales collection, which was inspired by sorry, I'm trying to think. It was developed from the artwork of Deborah Streetcross of Brumble Crafts. Bramble. Can't talk. And yes, that's what it looks like. And I'm not going to unfold all of this. So this is what it looks like. And the only difference is I'm holding 3 strands to get this type of coverage. 3 strands of thread, sorry. 3 strands of thread to get this type of coverage. And I'm really enjoying doing this. So there's that one. This one was started on January the 23rd. There wasn't much to say about that one. All right, So for my full moon project, I chose, which I thought was kind of, I really love this pattern. Don't remember who was showing it on Flosstube, but I was watching it and I had to pause her video and go directly to 123 Stitch and find this pattern. And it is the Antique Celtic Sampler by Elizabeth's Needlework Designs. This is it. Let's see if we can get that. There you go. I'm using the Call For thread, which is Weeks Dye Works, and then I'm not sure if this is the Called For fabric, but it may be the Called For fabric, and it is a 32 count natural linen, or is it brown natural? Let me check my notes here. It's a natural brown linen by Witchy. I started this on the full moon of February, which is February the 12th. And I got the outer border completed. So the goal behind this is to, for the first 2 months of me starting this project, to get all the outer and inner border, all the borders completed, and then slowly start to fill in. And hopefully be done by the 4th of December, if not earlier. So that is that one. A project I forgot to mention because it was, it has since been ripped out to be restarted this month. It is Wednesday by Kelly King at Forbidden Fiber Co. And I have the entire kit. So I have everything that's called for in this kit. And I started this on the 9th of February. I noticed that day because I was gearing up to watch Super Bowl. I noticed that I messed up. So I had 3 complete rows done. I had to rip that out and restart. I was not happy. So this is going to be a restart for the month of March. Then on February the 13th, I started Mon Cher Cara Mia by the Witchy Stitcher, which is a Patreon exclusive. I am a member of Patreon. This pattern was one of the reasons why I joined Patreon. And here's my little small start. There it is in all of its glory. This is 14 count Ada by Zigart in the colorway Olive. That's all. That's all there is on this one. And I'm using the Called For DMC on this. All right. Then on the 14th, I decided to start, because I had these wild plans that I was going to just work on Valentine's Day projects for the weekend of Valentine's. Nope, never mind. That didn't work out because I did something to my neck and shoulders and was like, no, I need to rest and not worry about that, and not do that. So I before all that went down, I started All You Need Is Love by the Tiny Modernist. It's a free pattern. Here's a photo of what it's supposed to look like. this is what I got done. So I just got half of Owl done. I'm using all the called for DMC except for the white. It called for B5200, and I am subbing that for Blanc, or subbing out that for Blanc. Another tiny modernist free pattern that I started that same day, which was the 14th, is Key to My Heart, which is another free pattern. I just said that. Here it is. And here is what I got done. I am using all the called for DMC 14 count white Ada by Zigart. Same can be said about the Owl You Need. And that is all I've done. And that is all of my whips. This brings us to plans for March. I have 2 goals, and they are, well, 3 goals. The first one is finish The Briar. The second one is finish Edgar Allan Poe. And the third one, Edgar Allan Poe was a project I started last year on March the 27th. I would like to see that completed. It's by the Primitive Hare. So finish The Briar, finish Edgar Allan Poe, and touch at least all 16 of the projects for March Madness. Those are my 3 goals for the month in regards to cross-stitching. There we go. As I alluded, there is a March Madness bracket that I'm doing for myself. If you'd like to join along, I'd like to see, but if you don't, I totally get it. I have a total of 18 projects, 4 of which are actually 2, they've been combined into 1 to be a team. And I will discuss those as I get to them on all of this. So I think I have only So I have 6 projects that are whips already, and those are Nightmare Before Christmas, which I can't guarantee is not a counterfeited dimensions kit, so I am not going to link that below, and I will share it if I get it, like if I work on it. So Nightmare Before Christmas will be competing against Love Your Darkness by Meg C on Etsy. The one with the highest stitches done moves on. That's how that's going. Edgar Allan Poe by Primitive Hare is competing against I'm Late by Bothy Threads. Then we have Wednesday by Forbidden Fiber Co. We'll be competing against Thing from a shop I found on Etsy, a pattern I found on Etsy, linked down in the description below. Hug Your Brain Today will be a new start. And it's competing against Shenanigans by Forbidden Fiber Co. Hug Your Brain is by the Witchy Stitcher. Welcome to the Crypt by the Witchy Stitcher will be competing up against all of these books by Forbidden Fiber Co. Spooky Craft Corner by the Witchy Stitcher will be competing against Key to My Heart by the Tiny Modernist. Then we have the two teams. Team Craft, which consists of the Witchy Stitcher, which is the Baddie Crafter, and the the Haunted Sewing Corner, or Sewing Room, one of the two. And then Team Snarky is, again, the Witchy Stitcher, which is the Ghost Family Crest, and I'm so gothic I shit bats. Yes. I'm so gothic I shit bats by the Witchy Stitcher. And then the last two are All You Need Is Love by the Tiny Modernist and Mon Cher Cara Mia by the Witchy Stitcher, which is a Patreon exclusive. Those are the 16 projects competing to win nothing. But I would love to see work done on all of them and possibly get some done. So those are my plans for March. The next video will be in April. So April the 4th or the 5th. I'm looking closer because it's a Friday and Saturday. So I can film on a Friday or I can film on a Saturday. It's just depending on how I feel. So be on the lookout for those videos. That video coming up in April. Where can you find me? I forgot about that in the introduction. So you can find me on Instagram only as yarnscrazyobsessions or Bomo Knits. Bomo Knits is a private account, and I am being very optimistic that I can get that name on as the Crafters Crazy Obsessions, or A Crafters Crazy Obsessions on Instagram. Hopefully I can get that name. Maybe, maybe not. If I can't, it won't be linked down below, but it will. So if I can, it will be linked down below. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll try to do this every month. But I'm only human. And life happens, so if it doesn't happen, it just doesn't happen. All right, bye!